Hello, hopefully everything is working. Welcome to the Year 11 Maths tutorial. We've got a bunch of people here and we are ready to do some maths. Let me know if everything's working. Hi Brian High's here. If everything's working fine, we'll get cracking. If it's not, let me know. There's a bit of delay, that's life. As you see here, I've got a question part 1. I've got part 2, well I've got my working here. I've got part 2 and stuff carrying on here. We're going to slowly work through part 1, part 2 and part 3. Part 1's the achieve stuff, we'll start with that and truck our way through. For those who have no idea what's going on, or no idea what Twitch is or anything like that, Twitch is predominantly a gaming streaming service, but there's also room to do in real life things. Maths is real life, we're doing maths tonight. If you want to chat, you do have to create an account. It's free to create an account. You can choose any username, create your account, then you can chat in the chat box. If you say inappropriate things, I will just insta-ban, easy peasy. Alright, let's get started. Before we start, just so you know, this is just the way I'm going to solve things. If your teacher's taught you different ways, listen to your teacher. They know you better than I know you. So just listen to them and they will probably, or you'll probably be better off because of it. Okay, so let's go. Let's look at this first question. So the way I look at this whole assessment is that it's split up into 3 segments. The first segment is part 1, the second segment is part 2, then this third segment is sort of the excellence 3D part of part 3. We can call it part 3 for 3D. Let's start with part 1. A new painter has painted the lines. Hopefully you guys can see everything. Tell me if you can't. A new painter has painted the lines on the football field but is unsure if they are at 90 degrees. Okay, without using the projector, using at least 2 different trig rules methods determine if he has correctly painted the 90 degrees. So I can't actually show you measurements on this computer because it's not going to work like that. But let's have a look. Alright, when I'm looking down it means I'm writing. So hopefully you see this and I'm going to draw what I can sort of see. You can see that okay. So we've got this sort of line here and this line like this. Okay, and then we've got this coming along like this. Now I can't draw and you're going to get used to it real quick. Okay, right, that looks reasonable. Okay, so far so good. Good. Hey Yin Yin, how are you? Right, let's do it. Okay, so my ruler is a little bit broken, not very good, but I'm going to rule anyway. And the trick with this is that you don't rule, you don't measure poorly, that you measure from the right sides and angles and things like that. Okay, so I'm going to measure from the inside points here. You can see that dot I've just drawn. I'll draw a straight line straight along the inside to here, and then straight along to the inside here. So far so good. And then I'm going to create my own triangle that I'm going to test if it's 90 degrees. Okay, so I've created that triangle there. I can know it's a good triangle in terms of it all lines up, everything meets. If I did my outside line, and then a weird inside line and it doesn't create that nice triangle, or if I've chosen inside, outside or something like that, that's where you're going to get not achieved because you can't measure correctly. Okay, so now when I do my measurements, now it's going to look different on your screen or look different on mine, no worries. I measure this one to be 2.5 centimeters. Hopefully you can see that okay. My handwriting's bad, tell me if it needs to be bigger. And I'll write this one nice big, 3 centimeters. Okay, so far so good. Now the way I see it, we have 2 methods that we have to tick off. Okay, so let's look at method 1. Hamza, I'm going to ban you in a second. Okay, right, let's look at method 1. Method 1 is using the theory of a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now if you've seen the YouTube videos associated with this channel, Nashal Maths, look it up on YouTube, then you will have seen this there already. Hopefully you've seen it already in class. I like to lay it out like this. I put the theory down, and we work through the theory, then we compare it to the practical or the practice. Right? So a squared plus b squared is c squared. A squared, we're going to select our a. Let's call this side here the 2.5a and this one b. Okay, so this is a and b like this. So if that's a squared, then we've got 2.5 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. So far so good. Is that too small? Tell me if it's too small. That's so far so good. Then if I do this correctly, I mean we can do it on our calculator if we really want to. 2.5 squared, oh let's clear all this. 2.5 squared is 6.25. 6.25 plus 3 squared is 9 equals c squared. We add this together. It's plus 9. 15. I don't always wear glasses, mate. Okay. It's just if I'm trying to see people from the back or if I'm trying to look super smart. Right? 15.25 is c squared. So we need to square root this. Oh, square root of 15.25 is 3.905. And this should be centimeters. So in theory, this should be my my hypotenuse, this length here. Okay. Now I compare it to my practical, right? So I measure it. So in practice, my measurement, I'll measure it now, and that is going to be 3.9 centimeters when I measure it. Okay, so in practice should be 3.9 centimeters. Therefore, they're pretty close, right? 3.9 is pretty flippin' close to 3.905. Okay, so far our method 1 says it should be a right angle triangle. Okay, but now let's try method 2 just to compare, and because it says you need to show at least 2 trig methods. Okay, method 2 is or involves the key rule of angles in a triangle add up to 180. Okay, angles in a triangle add up to 180. Now I'm just checking for questions. If you have questions, fire away anytime. I'll stop and answer them if I can. If I make a mistake, please tell me as well. Okay, so in theory, if we call this angle angle A and this angle up here angle B, then in theory A plus B plus, if we call this one the square one C, hopefully you can see that alright, C, A plus B plus C should add up to 180 degrees. Right, hopefully remember that from year 9 maths. Okay, A plus B plus C should equal 180 degrees. If we're saying that C is 90, this one here, that's what we're trying to prove. If we're saying that's 90, then I can just say A plus B should equal 90 degrees, right, in theory. Now this is the theory. So in theory this should be true. Let's do it and see what it's like in practice. Okay, right, so let's go in practice. Now there's one key thing, I'll talk about it when we get to it. So let's go A. Let's start with A. Better on the phone than on the laptop. That's your end, not mine, mate. You must have pretty rough internet over there, Khalifa. My internet's pretty sweet. Okay, so let's have a look at the practice. So if we're doing angle A, we can choose any rule. Okay, we can choose any rule because we have all 3 bits of information about the triangle. Let's choose a rule. I'm going to choose sine. I like sine. Okay, so that means we're doing saw, which means we're doing opposite. So we select A as our angle and choose the opposite. That's going to be O, this one here, and the hypotenuse, which is never going to change, and that's going to be that top one up there. Hopefully that's pretty visible there. Okay, so now I write the formula. Sine theta, that just means sine angle, okay, is equal to O 2.5 over, or let's even just write O over A sine. Now let's just leave it as theta because we still want to find it. O 2.5 over Oh, not A, my bad. My mistake, my mistake. Should be over H. Okay, O over H, 3.9. Okay, so far so good. Someone said they're lost. If you're lost, ask a question and let me know what's confusing you. Okay. Right, so sine theta is 2.5 over 3.9, which means we inverse sine the other side. So theta is sine inverse 2.5 over 3.9. Let's grab our calculator. Just joined. We're just trying to prove if this triangle here is 90 degrees that I've created. That's all we're doing. Shift sine 2.5 over 3.9. Right, so we get 39.868 degrees. 868 degrees. Okay, so we've got A, we've got this angle up here. Now we need to find B, and we can add those together, and if they're 90, awesome. If they're not, still fine, we can just say this triangle is not 90 degrees. So let's look at, I'm going to do a line down here like this, and do angle B. Now the key here is that you need to make sure you use all three sides throughout your two equations. So here I've used these two, which means I haven't, let's look at what I haven't used. I've used 2.5, I've used this one, I've used 3.9, I've used that one. It means I have to use this one somewhere. Okay, so I have to use this length, 3 centimeters, in my use of B. Doesn't matter which other one of these I use twice, but I have to use 3 centimeters. So let's choose tan. So let's grab, we're trying to find B, grab B. I know I need to use the opposite. Okay, so if I look at B, I relabel the whole triangle. This is O, this is A, and this is still H. Okay, and I know I need to use 3 centimeters. So that means I'm going to use O. Let's use tan, which is TOA, which means tan angle is O over A. So this ensures I use all three. So kind of for internet, unlucky. Okay, unlucky. People are lagging. People are lagging. The lag shouldn't be because of me. If everyone's lagging, then let me know. But I don't think it's because of me. I haven't lost a single frame. Okay. Right, let's have a look. Let's hum through this as fast as we can. Now, tan, we're trying to prove angle B. So let's sub in as B is O. Now our O here is our 3 centimeters that we had to include, and our A is the one adjacent, 2.5. Right. Now we move the tan to the other side. We have to do tan inverse. It's 3 over 2.5. Right, let's have a look. Let's do it on our calculator. 3 divided by 2.5, and that is B equals 50.19 degrees. Okay. So here's our practice, right? This was our practice for this in practical, in the practical sense. Let's test our theory. Okay, so in theory, looking at this, A plus B should equal 90 degrees. So we found A as 39.868 plus our B, 50.19. Now we're aiming that this has got to be 90. Let's hope so. If it's not, then it doesn't matter. It just means our triangle's not 90. It was not a right angle triangle. So when I do this maths, boom, that equals 90.088. And now we look at this value, 90.088. We look at this being the same as our 3.9, or sorry, this here being the same as our 3.9, and I would write a sentence saying based on my two methods, the theoretical answer, can we see this okay? Answer is very close to the practical, therefore I can conclude the triangle is 90 degrees. Okay. How do I find the length of a non-right angle triangle given only two sides? That's not really part of this internal yet. This is all about 90-degree triangles. You can look that up. It's pretty straightforward, Grace. Post it after this. Post what after this? Anyone confused by what we've done so far? Anyone confused by what we've done? Yeah, Yin Yan's right. There's more that you learn than in level 1. I'm going to clear this. Okay, so this is your last chance to see it. Hopefully that makes sense. Any questions? Are we confused? If you have questions, ask them in the chat. Okay, Hamza says he's confused. He's always confused. No worries. Okay. Everyone, explain what you're confused by, and I will answer you. I'll aim to answer your question. We're going to move on. Okay. Right. So I've cleared this. Part 1 done. Okay, that's your achieved stuff. That's the stuff you should make sure you can do. And we just did it in 20 minutes or less than 20 minutes explaining it. You should be able to do it in 10 minutes easy doing it yourself. Let's look at part 2. So my class, whoever's in my class, went out and measured this. Okay, and using your measurements, calculate the height of the staircase. So we've got the staircase in P block. We've got this thing here. We've got a supporting pole, and I got them to stand some distance away along here and to look up and to see it. So I'm going to draw, like I said, I'm not good at drawing, but I'm going to draw, you know, that you can post your live stream. Yes, I'll post the video. Sorry, is that what you mean? Yes, I'll definitely, the video will automatically get posted as a VOD. You'll be able to see it. I will also probably post to the YouTube. Again, if you want to see the YouTube, you can click and find it. Okay, is 3D part of the trig internal? Yes, it is. We'll be covering that today as well. Okay, it's the excellent section. We'll be covering that. Now, I'm not going to go out and do the measurement right now. In the actual internal, half of you guys have already done the measurement. Some of you guys will be doing the measurement tomorrow. You'll do the measurements before you do the internal, and then you'll come into your class and do the internal with your measurements that you have taken yourself. Hope that makes sense. Right? So, I'm going to draw the triangle that this creates. Yes, I'm going to save the stream, Brian. Don't you worry. Okay? So, the first step I always try to do is to draw the triangle that is created by whatever we're doing. Oh, that's right at the top of the screen. Okay? Good, 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 good. Right? Now, when you took the measurement, you're this little fella standing here like this. Okay? And I'm going to tell you some information. The measurements you took. I'll put it all under. Measurements. Okay, imagine that you went out and did this yourself. Right? Imagine you went out and did this yourself, and the measurements are 1.65 meters. Your eye level is 1.65 meters. We have, you stood at 10 meters distance away from that red line, and you looked up at an angle of 15 degrees. That's all the measurements you need, and that's all the measurements you would take in the actual internal. Sweet. Awesome. John's here, screaming Jimmy. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Right. The question says, using your measurements, calculate the height of the staircase. Okay, so what I'm going to do, the first thing I'm going to do is put all the information onto this triangle. Right, put all the information onto this triangle. So we know this angle. What's this angle here? I want to pose two questions, see if you guys are still paying attention. Post your answers in the chat. Firstly, what's this angle? Secondly, what's this length here. I'm going to write meters and I want a unit here. Oh, sorry, I want a number here. Yin Yan's paying attention. Good. I can see the stream delay as well. And that's 10 meters. Fantastic. Okay, so this is 15 degrees. And that's 10 meters. That should make sense from this information that you went out and measured. Okay? Good, 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 good. Now, we want to find out this total height. Now you're standing on the ground, so this is the total height here, including yourself. Right? Yeah, chill out, Hamza. It's made up, okay? Relax. And we're saying, let's draw this dotted line, and this is 1.65 meters. Okay? Good so far. Right. I want to call this length here x, because once we find this length, we can add it to 165 and we'll get that total height. Sorry, I wrote that really small. I'll try to fix that. Right. Once I find this length here, x being here to here, I can add it to 165 and I'll find the total height, which is this red line here. Now I would draw on this, but I can't actually draw on the assessment. Or I can't draw on this. It's on my screen. I can't draw. Right, I'm drawing this other stuff by hand. Okay, let's have a look. Right. Every triangle we can do, as long as it has 2 bits information. So the first thing I look for is, do we have 2 bits information about the right angle triangle? Right angle. And my answer is yes. Well, we've got the angle and we've got the length. Okay, we've got the angle and we've got the length. So we can calculate everything about the triangle we want. Okay, so if this is one of the sides we want and this is our angle, then this is going to be our O for opposite, because it's opposite the angle, and this is going to be A for adjacent to the angle. Makes sense? Right? So what are we going to use? We're going to use tan, TOA. Write out the formula. Tan theta is O over A, and sub in our values. Tan, our angle is 15, our opposite is our unknown, and our length along the bottom is 10. Okay, good. Yin Yang, he's way ahead of me. Okay, when the x is on top, we times. Top, we times. They're both t's, that's how you're going to remember. X is on top, we times by the 10. That's a lot of t's. 10 tan times. So it's going to be 10 tan 15 equals x. Okay. Type this into your calculator. 10 tan 15. Look at that, we get 2.679. Right, you go this far and leave it, I get very, very sad, because you have given up an easy mirror. Because you've found x, but we want the total height. Now look at our picture, we've got this value here, we want this total value, so we need to add 1.65. We need to add 1.65. So I'm going to write here, total height is going to be 2.679 plus 1.65, which by my calculations is plus 1.65 is 4.329. Let's put the unit on. So we've just found the total height is 4.329 meters. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. Now's your time to ask questions for sure. Okay. Thanks for coming, Yin Yang. Appreciate it. He got excellence. That means you can all get excellence as well. Easy as. Right. So far so good. We have the total height. Let's scroll down and have a look. Mr. Benson stands on the supporting pole, which is 4.5 meters away. Let's look at the picture. I want to read this question here. Look at this. Mr. Benson stands at the thing which is 4.5 meters away. Right. And if he's 1.75 meters tall, or to his eye level, calculate the angle he looks at the top of the staircase. Okay, so let's say I'm standing here. I'm looking up to here. What is the angle I'm looking through? Right. Let's have a look. I want to clear this here. Last chance to do anything before I clear this. I'll get rid of it. We need that information, so I'm going to leave it handy. Okay. Imran, last chance before I ban you there, mate. Okay. Alright. Let's do this question 2. We're almost at the excellent stuff, guys. Right. We have... Let's draw the picture of what's going on. Okay, so we have a triangle here. Okay, let's sort this out. Sweet. Right. We have this triangle here, where I'm at the supporting pole, which is 4.5 meters away. So I'm going to draw me, standing here, and I'm 4.5 meters away. Alright, now I'm going to do my dotted line. I'm 1.75 meters. I'm actually like 2.8 meters, but I thought I'd make it nice for you guys. Right. This is the angle we need to find out. Let's call this X. And we need some more information. We just found out some information about this triangle. Okay. We found out that the total height, right, from the ground all the way up, the total height equals 4.329. Okay, we just did that. Right? Which means this length here, let's call it, or let's not even call it anything, let's just label it like this. This length here, how are we going to find this length? Well, it's going to be that total minus this little height here. Right, so the total 4.329 minus this little height 1.75. Okay, Girl Gamer, I try not to round in the middle of your steps. Okay, try not to round in the middle of the steps. If you are rounding in the middle of your steps, make sure you round to enough decimal places that when you give your final answer, you can be 2dp with a high level of accuracy, if that makes sense. So I, at the very most, would do 3dp in the middle of your steps, then at the end leave it as 2. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. So I've just found 2.579, which is this length here, 2.579. Right? Now remember, my first step is to get the triangle down. Second step is to get 2 bits of information about the triangle. Then we can find out everything. Now I've got 2 bits of information. I'm ready to go. I've got my angle. I've got my O over here and my A over here. Would you look at that? We're doing Torah again. Tan theta equals O A. Tan X, because that's what we've called it, equals, no I can't, yes I cannot, O 2.579 over A. If you're unsure where I'm getting these numbers from, it's just from this O and this A. I'm trying to write bigger, guys, sorry, it's a bad habit. And if we want to find X, we do tan inverse of 2.579 over 4.5. So far so good. I was looking for my calculator, it's right here. Tan inverse 2.579 divided by 4.5. Let's go like that. And we've just found x equals 29.817 or 8175 degrees. Okay. Hey mate, how are you? KT versus SKT. Yeah. You're meant to be studying for your internal. Okay. Any questions with that so far? We've just found x. That is the angle. Is it tomorrow? No, the internal is on Friday. The internal is on Friday. I can't stress that enough. Okay, and we can even write angle Mr. Benson has to look at is 29.82 degrees. Yeah, good idea, thank you, Yin Yin. Put in the right angle there. Really good point. So far so good. Tell me if that doesn't make any sense. Can you come do the internal? Go for gold, mate. Go into 101. If you're doing the 6 subjects, you will do it. Talk to your 6 subject teacher. I'm not sure. Okay. I don't know when you'll do it, to be honest. Right. I'm about to move on to this way harder looking ugly question, which is the excellence part. Group Gamer, did I teach you last year? It's not tomorrow, it is Friday. This worksheet is not on Google Classroom. I've saved it specifically for this stream. I can probably post it on there afterwards if you want me to. Okay. And run your loss. You need to explain what you're lost by, and I'll help get you there from there. But I can't just repeat myself because I'm not sure what's made you get lost. Tomorrow it will be, some people have done the measurement already, Khalifa. My class has not. They'll be doing the measurement tomorrow. Some classes have. It doesn't matter when you do the measurement, to be honest. Okay, I'm clearing this, and let's do the E part. Now this is where my drawing needs to be very, very good, but it's probably not going to be very, very good. Okay. Yes, I agree, Yin Yang. Think of the triangles individually, and it's easy peasy. So it's not too tricky. It just looks gross, but you've got to break it down. Okay. Now I'm going to try my best to draw this picture in front of me. Okay, so let's go like this. Let's go like this. Let's go, this sort of goes out like this to the builder. And this is meant to be 90. And that one, oh yeah, that one's 90. Have I missed anything? Boom, boom, boom. Oh, and it's dotted line looking up to the top. Oh, that's real long. Okay, let's use a ruler. This is his site there. If you make a mistake and it's the correct answer, that's super unlikely. If you made a silly mistake and you get the correct answer, I probably think you've cheated. But if you make a silly mistake and you carry that through with the wrong answer, that's error carried through and you get marked accordingly. So it depends how silly the silly mistake is. Okay, it'll be marked like that. Right, hopefully this looks okay. Let's add on some bits of information. This is 3 meters. Okay. Now, that's all it says. It also, let's read the sentence. A builder stands directly out from the supporting pole at a distance of 3 meters. Right? Before I move on, I've already got some alarm bells ringing because I read something about the supporting pole before. Let's scroll up, have a look. Whoa, why has this got a line in it? Oh, there you go. Let's scroll up, have a look. Mr. Benson stands at the supporting pole, which is 4.5 meters away. So that's 4.5 meters. If this fella's standing directly out from here, then that there's 4.5 meters. Can you guys see that? The distance from here to here is 4.5 meters. I'm going to put it on, let's see, 4.5 meters. I don't always wear glasses. Okay. That's 4.5 meters. Now what other bits of information do we know? Well, this height here putting in the 4.5 is the hardest bit of the internal. So you've been told it's 4.5. The first thing you should want to do is to put all the information onto your triangles or onto your picture. Okay, before I even start, right? Let's even write my things. Step 1 is write down what we know. Okay. Now we've used this twice now. We know the height of the stairs. Do you agree? Height of the stairs. And we calculated that to be, in the previous question, I would scroll up, but we erased all my working, 4.329. It's my favorite anime series. I'm glad. Okay. We also know distance to pole, which is apparently the hardest part of the internal, is 4.5 meters. And we also know the builder is 1.8 meters tall. Let's put all that information on the picture. I've put it on my picture here. I would draw on this if I was you guys, but again, like I said, I can't really draw on here. So we've added our, well, let's add our builder, who is how tall? 1.8. Let's add, well, we've added the 4.5, the 3 is already there. What else is left to add? The height of the stairs. Okay, this is 4.329 meters. Okay, I'm not even starting the problem yet. I haven't even finished reading half the sentence. I've just read this and I'm adding stuff on the picture. Now let's look. He looks straight to the top of the staircase. That's the dotted line. If the builder's eye level is 1.8 meters tall, okay, I've just put that on. Calculate the angle of elevation he needs to look at. So we're looking at sort of this angle here, but let's not even stress about that right now, right? Because our step 2 is to look for triangles with 2 pieces of info. Okay, because what I mean by that is that if you have any 2 pieces of information about a right angle triangle, 2 lengths, 2 angles, a length and an angle, right? Don't worry about 2 angles, actually just 2 lengths or a length and an angle, you can find out every single bit about this, about that triangle. If you have any 2 bits of information about a triangle that is right angle, you can find out every bit of information. Just need 2 for all of them. So let's find a triangle, a right angle triangle that has 2 bits of information on it. Now I want you, if you have a piece of paper or whatever, to draw that triangle right now that you can see from this picture that has 2 pieces of information on it and is right angled. Okay, I'm going to wait like 10 seconds. Tell me the 2 bits of information in chat. Tell me the 2 bits of information in chat and we will go from there. I also forgot to fill up my drink bottle. Tell me the 2 bits of information because this is your starting place. Right? This is your starting place. Waiting on the chat to explode with 2 bits of information. We just need 2. Good. Good. Got 2 people onto it. Okay, what they're saying, Hamza, good man. Okay, we can form a triangle with this 3 and this 4.5. I'm going to do it here. I've only got one colored pen, so you're just going to have to get used to that. Okay, now this might not look right angled, but the picture tells us it is, and we have to trust the picture. Okay, so I've got this piece of information and this. Let's look at our actual picture. This piece of information and this. If you ignore all this other crap around it, that triangle looks nice. It looks like a nice, easy right angle triangle. I can find out some information about it. Let's find this length here, and you're all telling me to do it. Okay. Right. Let's find this piece of information. What are we going to call it? Let's call it C, because we're going to go a squared, b squared, c squared. Right. So what I like to do is I like to break it down into each of our triangles. So I draw the triangle we're doing, and then I do the maths with that triangle. Okay, there's our triangle. This is 4.5, this is 3, this is c, which means we know a squared plus b squared equals c squared, 3 squared plus 4.5 squared equals c squared. Right, trust in the picture, good man. This is 9 squared plus, I can't do this, squared, 4.5 squared. Oh, that's not 9 squared, sorry, that's just 9 plus 20.25 equals c squared. That's 29.25 equals c squared. And the square root of 29.25 equals c. It's a beautiful picture. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. 29.25. Oopsies. Is 5.408. C. Right. We are halfway there, but you don't know you're halfway there, because our first step, write everything we know. Second step, look for triangles with 2 pieces of info. And the third step, which I didn't write here, which is because it's not really helpful, is follow your nose. This is excellence, guys. You need to just start guessing, or not guessing, but start making educated sort of logical steps until you get to the answer. Okay, and I just start with 2 pieces of information about a triangle. So we've just found this. Let's put it on this picture. We've got that C. This is 5.408 meters. Now what does that mean? Okay, we've got that triangle. Now we want to look for another triangle with 2 bits of information. It needs to be right angled. Right? Oh, I've sort of messed this up. Oh. Yeah, I've sort of messed that up. Because that is meant to go to this fella's feet. This line here is meant to go to his feet, and that's meant to be this one. Oh no, it's going to look real ugly now. I was getting so many compliments. Ignore this line. Okay, ignore that one there. Right. That's it there. We've made this triangle. Because now let's follow his line parallel with the ground, and imagine that he would be standing here. Okay. Yeah, union's on it. Okay. So we have this line here. So, I've made it real ugly. I'm gutted. Do you agree? If you're confused, I will redraw this. But do you agree that this line here, from his foot to his foot, is the same length as from his head to his head? Do you see what I mean? They're parallel. 5.4 along here is the same as from his head to his head. If we went 1.8 meters up the pole and 1.8 meters up his body, it's going to be that same length. Okay, so we now have a right angle triangle with this long base we just found, this height here, and the dotted line. Yes, totally agree. Yes, okay. I hope I haven't confused you guys. I'm feeling good now. Good, good, good. Right? Ignore that weird scribbly line. We know this total length. This is the total height. We know the total height, but this is subtracting his height off that there. So this distance from here to the top of here will be 4.329 minus his height, 1.8. So let's go down to here. 4.329 minus 1.8 will equal his height. Sorry, not his height, will equal that side. I looked for my calculator again. 4.329 minus 1.8. We're going to get there, Hamza, just relax. Is 2.529. So we just found this height here, 2.529, like that. Now it's getting a little bit messy, I know. Okay, but that is the total height minus his height will give us the height of that triangle, the back of that triangle. Right. Now look, we've got our triangle with 2 bits of information again. This length along here, which is 5.4, which you guys agreed with me, and we've just found that height there, 2.529. Now we can find out any bits of information about this triangle. And now the question wants us to find his angle of elevation, the angle he's looking at, which is this angle here. Let's call it X. I'm going to redraw this triangle down here. Sort of like this, and like this, and like this. This is X, this is 5.408, and this is 2.529. Okay, so far so good. Oh my gosh, we've got the O, we've got the A, we're doing tan again. So tan theta is O over A. Tan X is O 2.529 over A 5.408. X equals tan inverse 2.529 over 5.408. Almost there. Can you redo the whole triangle? It looks confusing. Yeah, I guess so. I guess I should. That's my bad. Tan inverse 2.529 over 5.408. X equals 25.063 degrees. 25.063. You can round it 25.06. That is his angle of oh my gosh, that is his angle of elevation that he is looking at. That is the final answer. If you've got all that correct so far, that should get you an E. Okay. Now before anyone leaves or anything like that, if you type in !4 in the chat, you'll get a link to a Google form. Oh, move the webcam. Sorry. I can scroll down on here. That always happens as well. Before anyone leaves, please type in !form. There's a Google form there. If you could fill it out, that would be amazing. Okay, it's non-compulsory. You don't have to. It's just to help me figure out if these are helpful, if they're useful, if they work, how I can make them better, whether I should keep doing them, whatever. !form, not !4. I've moved the webcam. Sorry. Exclamation form. Click on that. Fill it in. Not exclamation 4. Now, while other people are doing that form, are there any questions about this excellence piece? Or any of the other pieces we've done? If you want me to backtrack on something, please tell me. Right. When it comes to these tutorials, you're best off to look and work with me. So to have a piece of paper in front of you and be doing it with me. Okay? I probably should have said at the start, but if not, that's cool. Exclamation Fortnite Hamza, and you'll find out the answer. Okay, awesome, John. I have no idea what that says, sorry. Okay. If there's no questions, then I am happy as. Hopefully that helped. This video will be saved. Okay, if you want to visit the YouTube channel, visit the YouTube channel, drop a sub. If you want to follow this channel, drop a follow, that'll be sick. If you don't, that's also fine. Can you explain that cheap question, how you write the conclusion? Sure thing. Alright, I'm going to clear this excellence stuff. I'm going to give about 20 more seconds for this excellence thing before I clear it, and then I'll explain that achieve stuff just for a second. Okay. Exclamation Fortnite, boom, no Fortnite tonight, just maths. Get wrecked, okay? Very nice, thanks Oreo. Okay, let's clear this. And let's look back at the achieve piece. Yeah. Right. Is there a resub? I hate that question, especially before an assessment. Okay, so I'm not going to answer that. I should blacklist that word actually. Resub. Is there a dono button? I wish, but it's part of my job. Don't you stress about dono. Okay? Just if you want to support, just drop a follow. That'll be sick. Go to the YouTube channel, drop a sub there. We'll see how we go. Right, the achieve stuff. So remember, I did theory. You get some number. That's not a hashtag. That's like how we write number. Okay. And then we'll have our practice or measured, whatever you want to have, and you have some number as well. Okay. Oh, wise words from Yin Yang. Okay, what you want to do in terms of your write-up is you want to say my practical or practice or measurement practical matched with my theoretical values, maybe. Doesn't matter what you write. And you could say and are only off by a little bit or whatever. Therefore I can conclude that the triangle is 90 degrees slash right angled. Does that make sense? Right, I'll read you what I wrote on this piece of paper. I said method 1 and 2 are both very close to the theoretical answer, therefore I can conclude this is a 90-degree triangle. Okay, I'm not sure, it's white on white there, I couldn't see what happened. That gave me a fright, genuinely. Right, method 1 and 2 are both very close to the theoretical answer, therefore I can conclude this is a 90-degree triangle. Or you can say method 1 and 2 have found that the answers are not close to the theoretical answer, therefore I conclude that this is not a 90-degree triangle. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. I can't remember who asked the question. Guys talking about maths, not league, I agree. Kinshura God. Okay, yeah, sweet. Okay, thanks God, good. Hopefully that helps. That genuinely gave me a fright. What even? Um, what was that? Who knows? Are there any last questions before we call it? Was a follow? I feel like it might have been a follow on my other channel, and it just came up here by accident. Let's just turn that off. There we go. Turned off. Can anyone help with chemistry? Wrong channel, mate. Nutshell maths, not nutshell chem. I wish I could help. Happy as there's one more follower, mate. More followers than you'll ever have, Hamza. Don't you worry. Okay. Any last questions? Otherwise, we're going to call it. We've done that. Look, we've literally explained the whole internal. Got up to E. All the way up to excellence. Hopefully that helps. Again, one more time. If you have a chance, exclamation form. Fill in the form would be awesome. Thanks, Union. Look at that. Right. I thought I turned that off. I don't know why that's still making noise. Okay, I'm gonna shut this down before it makes too much noise. Thanks for tuning in, and all the best. Redraw the excellence triangle. Okay. I shall. We have. Yeah, draw it yourself with me, okay? Because it makes more sense. Right, let's go. I want to try do it a little bit faster. Go like this. Go like this. That's that 90. We've gone out like this. That's that 90. This is the fella standing here. He's standing at that 3 meter mark. So far so good. Right. Now, from his eyes to the top, we've got this dotted line. Okay. Oh, it's really small now, isn't it? And with the same like angle, we've got this one. I think. Did I mess something up? Oh, that's meant to be. Oh, I messed it up again. See, I keep making mistakes. Let me clear it. Here comes the proper good version. Right. Let's have a look. Last little bit from me. Okay, we've got nice and big. This piece going across the front. We've got this piece going up here. That is 90 degrees. We have this going down to here. That's 90 degrees. And the dude is standing here. Right. That's 3 meters. This is 4.5 meters. And if you imagine, or if we drew a triangle like this, we can calculate that, and we calculate that to be 5.4. And if we create, or I've forgotten his dotted line to his eyes. Easy. Okay, now if we go from his eye level to the pole with the same length as this 5.4, we then get this right angle triangle in here, where that's x, and this length of the total length is 4.329. This is 1.8. Then this length is 4.329 minus 1.8. Okay, that should make sense there. The chat's going crazy now. Okay, Josh, or sorry, not Josh, what was it? Pikachu or whatever. Hopefully that drawing looks better than the last one. Please tell me it does. In payment, you need to go fill in the form, exclamation form. Yin Yan's going to post the form one more time. Might even mod him for that. That triangle is actually much better. Thank you, thank you. Sorry for the mistake. Exclamation form one more time. Okay, to thank you, Yin Yan. Alright, have a look at the form, guys. Just fill it in casually. Okay. If honesty is good, if you genuinely didn't find it useful, just say it wasn't useful. Right? If you found it useful, awesome. Hopefully it helps. You can actually understand that one. Sorry for the mistake in the last triangle, guys. Are you guys happy? Better? Good, fat Pikachu. Hopefully that helps. Any last words? Otherwise we're going to call it an evening. I'll stick around for sort of 5 minutes. I think that's all good. How do you draw it so good? Literally I can't draw, I'm just using a ruler. Yin Yan, don't fill in the form. Sorry, mate. Alright, I think that's us, guys. Again, go to the YouTube. If you look on my channel, scroll down, you can see the Nutshell Maths. Click on that. Go to the YouTube channel. There's a video, 2 simple as videos. One to do with algebra for like year 9, year 10. One to do with writing triangles and stuff. If you find them useful, drop a like on the videos. Drop a sub to the YouTube. Other than that, thanks guys for tuning in. Thanks for asking questions. Good viewers, and all the best. Alright, I'm done.